site where I was telling that you can see all the resources in CIT website. Whenever you want to know what trainings are available or workshops are available in online mode where anybody can join. Like that, you go to CIT website under activities. You can simply type CIT training. In browser, you will get this page workshops and trainings. Okay, otherwise this is under the activities. So when you click on this page, you will get workshop and training. You can see whatever training is happening. Today the program is started a 5 hours online training on media literacy. So every first week, second week, if you see the previous ones are there. This academic year from last May, whatever is started, it is available as a small course. You can learn anytime till February. Okay, so you can get all the details. Sir, ka presentation. So all the details of the courses come in this page. So similarly, if you want to know what online courses NCRT is running, simply go to website and type CIT courses, online courses. You will get the page which gives you the courses. We have Nishta courses, we have general CPD courses, we have nano courses. Nano courses are all 5 hours course. 5 videos you watch, whichever is happening live, it will be in a form of a course. 5 videos you watch and get. So every first week and second week cyber safety course is released. Every third week and fourth week one general ICT course related to NEP is released. So this month, first to second week we have already released device safety. Now this week media literacy is happening. So all the course links are at one place in the nano course. If you simply type CIT online course, you will get a page with 3 distribution, which you can click on that and go. So for this session, we have Dr. Razaul Karim. He is Assistant Professor in CIT NCRT in the Department of ICT and Training Division, under which department this program is happening. So we will hand over the session to him for taking over.
Thank you, Dr. Angel. Good afternoon, all dear participants. I'll take a minute to download the presentation, and by the time it gets loaded, so it will be an hour-long session. So I just wanted to understand. Uh, I hope you all have some understanding about copyright, privacy, licensing.
So just to
Right?
give a background, there is more than nearly 50% of people first time came to CIT for training. They never got any training.
Never mind. So, uh, let me give you a context. There is a term called intellectual property. Intellectual property. We understand property. Land is a property, car is a property, house is a property, right? These are property. If you have a pen, it's a property. So there is something called intellectual property. So any guess what it could be? Yeah, tell me. Yeah, madam. Yeah, if we own something, it is our property. So we may own something. How may we own something? We may inherit also. If my grandfather was rich, my father would have got something. He would have passed on something to me, right? So this is one way. Inheritance. You may purchase a land, build a house. So you may go to market and buy a set of cloth, ready-made, or simply cloth and stitch it. So all these are properties. Obviously, this is a property of CIT, Government of India. But what is intellectual property? Sorry.
A property.
Knowledge.
The material comes to our mind.
Yes. So probably I'll be more interested to know a formal definition. One simple line statement. You are going in the right direction, of course. Let me show you an image. Probably it will help. So, what we call as intellect. He is an intellectual person, knowledgeable, applies his minds, his brains. He is intelligent, right? So anything which is created using your intellect is your intellectual property. You write an article in newspaper, so it's intellectual property. You sing a song, it's intellectual property. You make a drawing, you design how this mouse will be produced in a company. So this is the design, right? Including its color, how it will look like, what shape it will be, where it will be, what will be the height of the button, and all this design you make. It is your intellectual property. It can be one's individuals or it could be of a organization, right? So any innovative work will be considered as intellectual property. Whose intellectual property? The person or the organization who produces it. Correct? So Maruti Suzuki comes out with a new vehicle. So the design and the vehicle will be whose property? Isn't it? So we are talking about some legal right on intellectual property. So whosoever creates something which is called an IP, intellectual property, automatically gets some legal rights on his or her innovation. Right? Legal right given to whom? To the inventor or to the creator. Why? To protect their creations and innovations. Also, it gives a right to fully exploit their innovation and creation, but for a certain period of time. Right? It's not like you have written a book, so you are an author, you collaborate with a publisher, with a publishing house, and you will agree that I'll allow you to publish my book provided you give me this percentage of royalty, isn't it? So that's how it works mostly book publication. Great, I mean, famous authors write their novels and sell it like that, they earn some money. But that IP is given to the publisher for certain period, right? 35 year, 40 year. It depends on product to product, country to country, right? What are certain examples of IPR? Intellectual property is represented using various terms called copyrights, trademarks, patents, and certain other terms I cover in next slide. So, what is a creative work for which you get copyright or you can claim copyright, provided anything which is creative work. For example, as I told you, any literary or artistic work. It's a very broad umbrella. If you look at it, literary and artistic work covers a very vast thing, almost everything, right? You talk about book, music, film, painting, computer program, any advertisement, any drawing, any map, any technical digital drawing, everything is your intellectual property. Another type of IPR or work for which people get IPR is called trademark. So if you look at this screen, I have put some images. What are they? Company logos, right? So on Tata and on Mahindra, you see there are two things. There is a logo and below that written. So that written word is called their trademark, right? So what are that? These are IP of that respective company. They have designed, Bata has decided that I will write my company name in this font, in this color, right? So now it is registered. So no other company can produce not only slippers and sandals and footwear products. Somebody cannot produce a cloth also using same name and writing it same style. They can go to court, file a complaint that it is my IP, somebody is violating. isn't it? It is their trademark. They have registered it, and that's how they try to create an impression with the people in the market, so that you get a brand value. The moment you see Tata, you don't know that this is a X company Tata and it is their product, right? So you have a impression about the brand, and brands spend crores of rupees to create a perception about their brand in our mind. That's why they keep on bombarding us with advertisements everywhere, right? Brand perception is what it makes. Sometimes when you have a very good perception about a brand, and even if they launch some new product, you don't bother much about thinking. You think like, oh, Tata laya acha hi ho, because you have a perception about that brand, right? That brand imagery. So they don't want anybody randomly to use their brand value, their trademark, and do some trading. So they want to register it, protect it. It is their IP. Other things are another kind of IP is patent. Who gets patent? Patent is any scientific or academic work or any technological innovation. Research, not only research also. I mean, this technology people also get lots of patent, like the smartphone manufacturers. For every new feature, they will discover every new feature and then they will go and file their patent, isn't it? That's what they do. Researchers also do lots of file lots of patents. Yes,
New ideas.
new ideas, new products, new product designs, workings, all this, right? Other type of IPRs are industrial designs. As I was talking about this design, when I was talking about design of this mouse, this is nothing but a industrial design. You are sitting on this chair, if it is for example Godrej. So Godrej would have designed its chair in a certain way. Godrej will can file a lawsuit if some another company tries to design same chair in same way. There has to be some variation because it is their industrial design, which they would have copyrighted or registered in some registration office. There are geographical indications, GI tags on food products, various products like a sari of Banaras, right? A couple of years back, there was fight between who owns Rasgulla. It is Odisha or Bengal, right? So this kind of GI tag, right? Uh, I don't know if there is any GI tag issue in South Indian food or not, because for here for us, I don't know state wise whether food varies or not. For us, it is everything is like that. So this is how GI tag also varies, and GI tag is specific to region or culture, and people try to protect that. It has its own valuation. Then trade secret is IP. Maggie would never like any other company to know their Maggie masala secret. This cold drink company would never like to know that, or a perfume manufacturing company would not like to know other competitors to know their secrets. Right? So these are trade secrets. People who are employed in such fields, they have to sign that they will not reveal those trade secrets with their competitors or any other people. Right? It's a violation. Trade secret. Now, what are the benefits of IPR? Why we are interested or people are interested about IP and IPR and reserving them? Obviously, it encourages innovation, motivation. Uh, People are writing books with lots of effort. If they can't protect their copyright over the books, then tomorrow I publish a book first copy, and every other organization, every other publisher takes a book from buy from the book from the market, and they start producing multiple copies of it. They start selling it. I mean, can it work such a model? No. Imagine about medicine companies. They are spending millions and billions of rupees and years of research, doing research for drugs like cancer or many other diseases, right? They are spending years and still failing, right? So tomorrow some company is able to discover some medicine for cancer disease like cancer, any other disease. So don't you think that they would like to take benefit of their investment? Definitely. So if every other pharmacy company starts manufacturing it the next day, so nobody will be interested to invest in terms of money, in terms of time, in terms of research, in terms of all kind of effort, right? So unless you safeguard IPR, probably innovation may not get encouraged because people won't be able to protect their hard earned creative work, right? I mean, economic advantage obviously it has through sales, through royalties, through distributing the licenses, right? And so it protects creators from unauthorized use or duplication of their work. And in terms of patent, if you think, it facilitates collaborations, partnerships with other R&D organizations. If I am a researcher, I am an academician, if I have some good number of patents, then probably very good university will be interested to employ me or give me opportunity to work in their organization, do a research or collaborate with their faculty, because this shows that my innovative capability, right? So if you look at India's position, I mean, last year data it is indexed by US Chamber of Commerce. If you look at the top 55, 50 plus global economies, we ranked at 42nd. So we are much behind in terms of innovation as a country, right? But Government of India has nevertheless come out with a India's own IPR policy in 2016. Before that, we did not have any formal IPR policy. Where do you go and file your copyright? Where do you go and apply for your patent? So now it is there. A formal process is there. Across regions, patent offices are there, and government is also pushing Department of for promotion of industrial trade and all this. There is a different department under the ministry, so they are promoting to so that we develop a culture of innovation and its safeguarding and all this, right? And we all will agree that if we have to become a self-reliant India, what they call as Atmanirbhar Bharat, and if we have to go for more of make in India, not just assemble in India, actually make in India, then all this depends on how much innovative you are, how much IPs you have, how much innovation you have as a country, right? So our indexing on all such parameters is very important, provided we have to truly become a developed nation, right? But so far I was discussing about what are the benefits of IP, why we should allow organizations or individuals to have IP. Now, if you see on the other side, innovation also, I mean, copyright also has its limitations. It creates challenges. What kind of challenges? When you grant copyright to a person or to an organization, then they can lock things, they can hide things, they can decide how others can use their work. So far, I was talking about industrial things. Imagine a book or a research article. Somebody has published a research article or done a research, collected some data. Now, in the name of IP, they have hidden it. They are not allowing others to access. So, as an academician, as a student, and as a researcher, you don't get facility to take access to it, take benefit out of it. So, that's what they say. Copyright hinders access. It restricts our access. At times, it becomes very expensive. Many a times we get books which do not have a probably Indian edition and all this. They become so expensive. Probably many students, many people may not be able to afford such a book. So they miss out on it's a loss. They miss out on reading those books and benefiting from those knowledges, right? This ultimately leads to limited innovation, productivity, right? Uh, on the another way of looking at it is that if everything is hidden, everything is restricted, and if we don't know that something already exists, then what we'll do? We'll try to recreate again because we will know that already it is existing. So this is what you call as rebuilding the wheel, wasting your effort, right? And then restricted access to quality research data, journal article, as I said, right? So this kind of imagine government has this year come out with one nation one subscription. I hope you know that if you are working you have access interest in research domain, you want to download some article and read it. So government of India has given access to academic institutions, licenses to faculty members, that you can whoever publishes good journals, articles in good journals, they are private players, and then they sell their articles at a very huge price. So they used to charge organizations lakhs and crores of rupees every year. So many mid-level organization or new organization could not get subscription, could not subscribe to those journals, right? So of late, Government of India has done a very good thing. Government of India has done a Pan India registration that government will be at the cost. You give access to all academicians, access to some journals and their articles. So this is called One Nation One Subscription, right? So this is a very good effort. So here I want to introduce a 5R framework. Okay. 5R framework is a mechanism wherein we are trying to say that yes, we agree that whosoever generates something, innovates something, has to have his or her copyright. This we agree. We respect that copyright has to be given to the creator, innovator. But at the same time, can there be a way that middle path that we can use somebody's work, give recognition to the person or organization who invented it. At the same time, we also can try to get benefit by using the works. So this is a framework that is called 5R. What it says? It says reuse, remix, revise, redistribute, and retain. So what it means? It means a mechanism should be there where we can use each other's work. And all these from this side onwards, I am going to focus my discussion in the context of education because we all come from education background. So our discussion will be no more about trade and trade secrets. Whatever content you get on the world of internet, whatever teaching learning material you call it, it's a book, it's a course, it's a video, it's animation, it's a quiz, it's an assessment, it's an image, it's a AR VR content, any kind of content you get to access on the internet would have been created by somebody first time somewhere, either NCRT as an organization, for example, or you as an individual somewhere. Somebody would have created first time this is somewhere every piece of content. So somebody has to get the copyright of it because he or she or the organization is the inventor. So now we respect that you are the inventor. How we can use each other's work, each other's educational content. So that's where we are talking about. Can we reuse? It's good that you have done something instead of me creating again same thing. Can I use it? Is the concept of reuse. I'll come to that how. Remix is the second R. It says that this gentleman has written a piece of article on a concept, explaining a concept in 2 pages, right? Or some history or something he has written. And this gentleman has got some images of that historical place. They both have got copyright of their respective works. Now he is being an enthusiastic teacher. He does know some software how to create educational video. So can he use both of their work? Instead of he sits and again writes about the same historical thing, he has done a good thing. So can he combine both the works and create a beautiful video by using some explanation or some sound or some animation? That could be more useful. So it's remixing of both work and coming out with some more another video which might be liked by some other people. So remixing, can we do that? Is what is the idea. Revise. So somebody made a video about our 2 year back when India was fifth largest economy, for example, and somebody was explaining about our progress and all this. Now today, India is called fourth largest economy, for example. The data has changed, so it has to be updated, right? So there are various such educational contents will be there where data needs continuously revised or updated, right? So can there be a mechanism that I can keep on the content the way Wikipedia allows us? If an article has been written by somebody on Wikipedia, it allows you to continuously keep on updating, improving, modifying. That's how it becomes rich articles in Wikipedia. They have a mechanism, right? And what is redistribute? I have got access to a video on YouTube which has been uploaded by him. No, now it is his copyright. Supposing he has a first time created and produced the video, created himself, and he has uploaded. Now, can I distribute it to others? It is if it is his copyright, what right can I get? Am I violating something? Do I need to ask him? Do I need to seek his permission before sharing with others? Can I redistribute or not? And retain. How can he still retain the copyright? Is the idea. Alright. And what will be the advantage if you can do that? Wider access to quality content, as you would have understood from my examples. Things will be more scalable. We can take good contents to many places. If I can put such kind of video or such kind of contents on Diksha, I can scale it to pan India. I can expect that people from across the country can access to the content and get benefited. Right? It will lead to a community building and shared ownership. This is a thought process wherein there is a global movement who say people say that things should be open and accessible. That's how the concept of open educational resources has come. People think that unless we make things accessible to each other, the world as we together as a world of knowledge cannot progress. If everything I try to lock in and I claim that it is my copyright, I will not allow you to access, then I mean probably progress cannot happen that fast, because we learn from each other's progress, right? That's how knowledge progresses. So there is another group who thinks that they call it copyleft movement. That there is no copyright concept itself. You leave your copyright itself. So they call it copyleft movement. I'll not go to that now. So copyright, and if we can have a mechanism wherein we can use each other's work, we can redistribute, we can update, we can modify, we can remix, while still giving due acknowledgement to the original creator. That can kind of feeling can help build a community of shared ownership, right? And that's how contents can be continuously improved. Okay. Now, before I'll skip this slide and I'll go to here and I'll come to it later. Now we have understood what is a copyrighted work, right? Now, what is license? Microsoft develops a software called operating system, Windows 10, Windows 11, most of us know it, right? Or Google develops a software called Android, right? So who has got copyright of this kind of software? Respective company, but still they allow us to use. When we buy a laptop from Dell or HP or Acer or any XYZ, ultimately Google has or Microsoft has tie up with these companies, and if I am paying 40,000, so that company probably will be paying 3,000 back to Microsoft for his operating system. That's an understanding they have internally. So basically, I am ultimately what I am doing, I am buying Microsoft operating system in my laptop. So when I am buying, I am getting one license copy of their operating system. That's why when you first time set up the mobile phone or first time set up the laptop, you scroll through so many things and you click on accept, accept, accept. I agree to the terms and conditions, isn't it? So you are agreeing to all the terms and conditions that Microsoft, the copyright owner, has put. That I am giving you this software, it is still mine. I will allow you to use this way, this way, this way. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. We don't bother much, we just scroll and say agree, aage badho, right? But ultimately you are agreeing to all his or her fact, all the legal terms under which Microsoft is giving you a license. So licenses are permission given by the copyright holder for their copyrighted work content, right? Copyright is still held by the creator in such cases, but the creator has decided to allow others to use their work, right? Sometimes licenses are purchased, sometimes licenses are given freely by the creator. Can you give me an example where you get access to free license? We use Gmail. Do we pay to anybody? It's free. You use many Googles are use Chrome. You use WhatsApp. You use Mozilla Firefox. You use Facebook. Do we pay to anybody? Just just download the app and install. But Facebook app is whose copyright? It's Meta. I mean the parent company Facebook. For us it is Facebook, say for example. So in these cases licenses are given free to us. Adobe gives PDF reader. It is free. But Adobe has so many other softwares which they sell in the market. Creative Suites, Photoshop, Illustrator, and a whole lot suite of applications, right? So it is up to the organization to decide. It is their marketing strategy. They will decide what to give free, what not to give, right? But the thing for us to understand is that licenses sometimes can be given freely also, and sometimes it can be purchased. In both the cases, licenses are still with whom? The organization. Now, all this so far what I am discussing is nothing but open educational resources, right? There is another concept called FOSS, free and open source software. Don't confuse OER with FOSS. What is FOSS? Ha, ha. So how it is different, or I mean, would you like to somebody give an example to explain what is?
Open educational resource is a learning content which is being used by teacher or student. But FOSS is nothing but a free and open source software, not educational content.
Okay. Okay. So I'll not different. Thank you. You are conceptually correct. Nothing wrong in it. But in our context, we consider software also as educational resource. If I am using a software to explain something to my student, for me it is still an educational resource. If I am using a Mentimeter or Kahoot to create a quiz and take assessment of my class, it is for me a software. I mean educational resource. I will not differentiate that way. Open educational resources are those resources which we can share openly with each other by adhering to or agreeing to some basic minimum terms and conditions which are easy to follow. Reuse, remix, and all this, which is pretty easy to follow. You don't have to do much effort, you don't have to spend anything to follow those very basic terms and conditions applied by the copyright owner on their educational resource. Those provided all these educational which are created and available that way is called open education. Free and open source software is among all the software in this world. Some software, every software is written in by writing some programming languages, done some typing. Somebody has written a complex program, and when it is run, it gives result to a software. It's a pretty complex thing, right? So software has every software has got a code. What is a code? Code means the source code, the program written, right? So some company will, private companies will hide their code. They will never give it because it is their recipe. The way Maggie never tells you their masala, same way Microsoft will never give you the program in which they have written their software, or Google. If you know it and if you are a very good programmer, you can change a little bit and you can come out with your own version of Windows 11. So you are challenging their business. But some organizations will release their code also, and they will say, come on, we together form a community, and let's, as a software community, let's own this software. It is not mine, not your. We as a together community own it. Community will involve only those people who have some knowledge, basic understanding of how to write a software, right? So they all together as a community owns it. It is not individuals or not organizations. So if you look at Chrome, if you look at Google Chrome, it is Google's. It is its source code is not open. But if you look at Mozilla Firefox, there is an organization called Mozilla Corporation. They are open source. So, for example, equivalent of Windows 11 is Linux. So, if you are a programmer, if you know Linux, you can download a version of Linux, modify it, and run your own version. If you say that current Linux has 50 features, my laptop is slow, I need only 5 features, so you can remove remaining 45 and run your version of Linux, provided you are pretty good in programming. Or you can join the Linux community and you can think that I want to donate my share knowledge. So you can join and keep on help the community to keep on adding the more and more features in the Linux operating system. So that's the advantage of open source, right? Just a context I wanted to give. So here you could understand license. What is license, right? Now, how to use copyrighted work? If a work is copyrighted, how we can use it? There are three options. One is you obtain a copyright. How do you obtain a copyright? You get a license, buy a license, right? You get a license basically. Always need not be buy. If a Google Chrome or PDF reader, so you download, install, agree to their terms and conditions, and you install it. So you have not bought anything, but you have still agreed to get a copy of the license thing. You get a license. Second thing would be seeking a permission. Every content that is copyrighted may not be available on the public. I have done a research. I have visited 50 schools and collected some data about student and teacher on some aspect. So I may not have put my data on some public website. You are also a researcher, you are interested in similar work. You want to do some other research on same data, but where is the data? I'm not selling it, nor in my website. So you can write to me. You can seek permission. So, but still, the copyright is mine. I have collected the data, so you can seek permission also. Third could be fair use. So some kind of educational use for as I listed here, criticism, writing a critique of an article or something, critical analysis, right? Doing a commentary on something, news reporting, teaching, doing some scholarly work and research. This kind of work is considered as fair use. For fair use, you don't have to seek permission, you don't have to buy. Even if a copyrighted work you are using, you may not be violating anything legal because your intent is fair use. You are not doing things commercially, and you are going to do it in a limited scale. So this last point in this slide, on the slide on licensing, I want to say is that Creative Commons is the most frequently used and accessible licensing scheme. Now, what is a license? License is nothing but, as I say, terms and conditions. Basically, so when you install set up a laptop, you scroll down so many text written. These are nothing but license. So whatever you write on a piece of paper and say that these are my conditions becomes your license. There is no uniform way of creating license. So you may say that, sir, I have created a video, how do I apply license? So if you have a website where you are giving the video, below the video or somewhere on some page on the website, you say that these are my 10 conditions, so this is my license. But to standardize things, there is an organization called Creative Commons. They have said, we can help you apply license to your creative work. So they say, very simple way, if you come to me, I'll help you apply licensing on your creative work. Okay. So Creative Commons is not the only type of license. Many people confuse that. Creative Commons is most popular licensing type. Why? Because it is so easy. So as I said, you can write like Microsoft wrote, like Apple writes, like Adobe writes. You can write whatever terms and conditions in a legal way language, and you can say this is my license. That will still be your license. Provided you can prove that in case of somebody goes to court, if you can prove that this is your original work, right? So Creative Commons, what it is? I'll show you. Creative Commons is a Creative Commons. Creative Commons is a organization, right, that empowers people to grow and sustain the thriving commons of shared knowledge and culture. Right? So what are some of the organizations that follow contents under Creative Commons? Wikipedia, MAT, Khan Academy, of course Diksha is there, right? So who we are, what we do, and all this. I'll come to these two later. Okay. I want to search about some image on Google. Give me some keyword. क्या search करें?
गांधी
Huh?
गांधी जी
Right. Gandhiji. Gandhiji. When you search, by default you get some images, some Wikipedia article about Gandhiji, Britannica. Right. That's how we get Google में. Right. News article से लेके सब चीज मिलता है. But as you know, Google में हम चीजें categorize कर सकते हैं. Like we can search only images of Gandhiji. We can search only videos of Gandhiji, right? Shorts, news, right? That's how you can categorize in different ways. So I search only images, for example. So now here, so many images are there. Google gives me a tool through which I can filter images based on copy usage right. If I click on only Creative Commons licensing, Now it gives me only those images which are licensed under Creative Commons. Now what is Creative Commons is what I am going to explain in the following session, right? So if I visit this website, Wikimedia, by the way, what is Wikimedia Commons? Wikimedia Commons contains 12 crore 84 lakh free reusable media files, image, video, sound, 3D models. So before searching anywhere and confusing with any other images whether copyrighted or not, you can use it. So we know the most popular product of Wikimedia family is Wikipedia, right? But remember, Wikimedia is the parent organization. It has so many other things. See, right? Wikiversity, Wikidata, MediaWiki, right? So it has so many other things. Now coming back to this image. So what is this image? I was here. So I clicked on this image of Gandhiji, and so below it says this file is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike 3.0, right? And it says ki what I can do, what I cannot do, right? So if I go to video now, if I go to YouTube, if I search about some keyword, and I write India Gate, so I get all these videos about India Gate. Huh? So if I can filter, I go to filter and I can apply filter of Creative Commons. Alright. Now I get to see all this. How can I check? Suppose I click on this video. So what I'll get is that this video is by this gentleman and all this, right? So if I click on more, shorts remixing this video, all these videos has been created by remixing this video as I was talking about, and it is licensed under Creative Commons. Alright. So now I'll come back to my presentation just to give you a glimpse so that you can connect to how to look for Creative Commons. Right? Creative Commons you will find only in those pages, those websites where people have shared their content under Creative Commons license. Right? For example, if I go to some website, say Facebook, so what it says, everything is copyright of Meta. So in one single statement, you should understand that things are not Creative Commons licensed. Whatever you get on Facebook will be copyright of the company Facebook, right? So now Creative Commons licensing are applied by copyright owner to their own work. Obviously, you cannot apply license to somebody else's work. It has to be your work. There are 4 components in the license that are arranged in 6 configurations. If you see, there are 6 possible configurations of 4 components. What are they? One is by, one is ND, one is SA, one is NC. These are the 4 components. Combination of these 4 gives result to 6 type of license. What is by? By is attribution. That this mouse has been produced by Logitech. So to explain that, this video has been created by. So to mean that by whom? Whom do you give attribution? Whom do you give credit? So you have to use the word by. This video is made available on Diksha by NCR. So to give recognition to the original creator, copyright owner, you use the word by. And how do you use that word? Either you use by writing the word together, or you use this human icon with an encircled one. Both way it indicates the same thing. By whom? Second attribute is, equal to sign, no derivative work. Means other can only copy, distribute, display, or perform verbatim copies of your work. We understand when we say that I took this work and I took this idea and I derived something out of it. You take a mathematical equation and then you derive something out of it, which is not exactly same as the original equation. So you derive, right? So derivative means some modification, some change. So if I write no derivative means I am not going to allow you to make any changes in my work. Is it clear? If you get NCERT books on our website for free, we have put a restriction called CC by NCND. So वहाँ पे ND का what is the meaning of that?
No derivative.
No derivative. NCERT wants that you should not change our book. If everybody starts changing our book, we don't know what will happen. So we are allowing people to use our book freely, but nobody should change our book. So we have put the restriction of ND, non-derivative, right? So it is up to you. You are as a copyright owner, you can decide whether you want to allow your books to be modified or not. I mean, any content. It's about all education content. If you don't want that anybody can use, but nobody can change my work, you can put the condition called ND. I'll come to share alike later. I'll come switch to non-commercial first. It is pretty clear. If you don't mind whether others are using your work commercially or non-commercially, so you don't put anything. No NC. If you put a dollar sign with a cross, means you are very particular. You don't want people to use your work commercially. So NCERT does not want people to sell our books because we ourselves sell our books. So we have put the word NC. We don't want others to sell our books commercially. Basically, you can use our book freely, but you should not use it for commercial activity. What is share alike? I'll just read it as it is. Others can distribute your work only under a license identical to the one you have chosen for your work. It means I am giving you a video or a PDF file or an image. You use it as long as you are using. Whose license will apply? Whatever license I have put. Now suppose you take my content and you make some changes, modify. Modification can be in the form of just modification. Modification could be in the name of remix. As I gave example, modification could be updation. Any kind of modification if you do now, it becomes a modified work. So the modified work should also be given to the public in the same condition in which you got it from me. Are you getting it? I gave you something free, so it should not be that now you modified it and improved it, so the improved work you make it commercial. Now you say that it is mine and I'll sell it in the market. You cannot change the copyright because you got the work from me as a free. I had a philosophy, I had an idea to share my knowledge with the world. It is good that you have further improved it, but the improved work should also be shared back to the society under the same condition in which I gave. Is the philosophy. So if you want that, so you use the word share alike. That any modification, if somebody does, he or she has to give it back to the society under same condition, right? So CC BY, in this hierarchy now I'll read one by one all the 6 licenses. CC BY is the most simplest. What the author or copyright owner is expecting, that you do whatever you want to do with my content, just acknowledge me. Fine? Just acknowledge that
You are the owner or you are the creator.
Creator, rest, whatever you want to do. You want to translate it, modify it, even if you are selling it commercially also, I don't mind. Just one condition, you give me acknowledgement. Second condition is, second type of license is CC BY SA. What it says? Same thing. Acknowledgement is mandatory in everywhere. If you see,
Yes.
BY is mandatory in all the 6. Right? The second is essay. What it essay says, second condition he or she is putting is that you use my work, distribute, share, sale, I don't mind. In case you change, then your changed, modified work should also be given to the public under same CC BY SA. Right? NC is that Give me acknowledgement and don't use it for commercial purpose. It is up to you as a content creator. If it is your work, that time you can decide what type of licensing you are going to apply to your work. Fine. CC by NC essay, what it is? Would somebody like to say? I mean, basically, we are continuously adding a further layer of restrictions. That don't give credit must be given. Don't use it commercially. In case you modify, you give back. You release your modified work also in the same license CC by NCSS, right? And ND is
No.
you take my work, do whatever you want to do, sell it also I don't mind, but don't modify it. No derivation, right? Modification includes no modification in any medium or format, right? And NCND neither commercial purpose nor you can change it, right? So these are six licenses in a nutshell. I mean, pretty easy to understand. I hope you all could understand. So these are six options in which any person who has created some educational content, he or she can apply licensing to his or her content by choosing any one of the six. It is up to you. There is no rule that can I apply this, can I not, right? And put it on a public domain where others can use it as long as they are following to your mentioned terms and conditions, right? There is another thing called CC0 or public domain. Public domain means sometimes many of us do not know that we can apply license to my video also. So we just upload it somewhere. We don't mention also that it is my video. So when she is visiting the website, how does she know that whose content it is? Nobody has claimed ownership. So nobody knows who is the author. So anonymous. So anything anonymous means we don't know who is the to whom to give acknowledgement, whom to give attribution. So this kind of work becomes public domain. No individual owns it, right? So same condition you can do everything with CC0, right? And sometimes when the specified period expires, copyright gets expired, things come into public domain. A book say after 40 years will automatically come into public domain. Or say 60 years. I don't exactly remember the period given to a book for copyright, right, to the author and publisher. After that, automatically it will come into public, right? Or copyright owner deliberately say that I have done a good content, I don't bother about my licensing, just put it on YouTube. If somebody gets benefited, I don't bother. Fair enough. That also is public domain, right? But remember, even if it is public domain, is it your work or my work? No. It is public's work. Together we may own it, but can I say it is my work? No. So if I am using it somewhere, I still should give reference. I may not give acknowledgement. I should say that I have taken the reference image from this website. Otherwise, it will appear as if it is my work. And claiming someone else's work as your work is plagiarism, isn't it? So you call it citing. You cite the source. Otherwise, it will be plagiarism. Right. So in a nutshell, these are the six Creative Commons licenses. If you see in terms of restriction, under what license what you can do. So we say that CC BY is least restrictive. It doesn't bother. Just give acknowledgement and do whatever you want to do. And CC BY NC/ND is most restrictive, isn't it? It neither allows you to modify anything nor allows you to use for commercial purpose. Right. This is available on Creative Commons website as well. Right. How to apply a Creative Commons license? First of all, before we say how to apply, who can apply? Only the copyright holder or someone who has been given a permission from the copyright holder can apply a CC license. But remember, if something you have produced as part of your job, you are employed in an organization, you are getting paid, and you produce something there, that's not your copyright. Organization's intellectual property. So you cannot claim copyright for that work which has been produced as part of your job.
If we are producing personally, we can get it.
Yes, yes. So how to apply license instead of showing today's slide, I'll love to take you to the Creative Commons portal. So licenses and tools. Huh? The third tab, if I click on it, it gives me an option called license picker. Our choose a license. Right. So before I go there, see, these are some of the places. Over 2.5 billion CC license work exist across millions of websites. So these websites are not. It's not that all images on Flickr are CC Creative Commons, but these websites also contain contents which are licensed under Creative Commons. I showed you on Google. I showed you on YouTube, right? So these are other websites which also contains of Creative Commons. But I was talking about license selector. How do you select your license? Apply a license, right? So if you click on it, it gives you that do you know which license you need. Suppose after attending the session, you go. So you know that out of these, which one you want to do. So you will straight away go and select yes in message which one you want to select. If you want to donate it to the public without even claiming yourself, you can do that, or you can select. If you don't know, so you can say I don't know. So it will ask you, do you want attribution for you? If you say no, it will become public domain. If you say yes, then it will further ask you, are you going to allow commercial use? If you say yes, then NC will not come. If you say no, I don't want to allow commercial, then NC at cross dollar symbol will come. Are you going to allow derivation? This decision, your yes no will say ND will come or not. Suppose I say no, I don't want. Now it will ask confirm that I own or have authority to license the work. Right? I have read and understand the terms of license, and CC licensing is not revocable. Once you apply, you cannot revoke the license. Right? Now with this, there are some additional fields it can ask. If your content is already on some website, you can mention the work, which website, when it was created, right? Suppose it is created in 2005. And if you don't fill any of these optional fields, still it will generate, because based on my this selection, 4 selection, CC by NC and the 4.0, 2.0, 3.0 are version numbers. So latest version is 4.0. So what this means? This means this. All this, that credit must be given NC and ND. Alright. Now you can mark your work. Choose the kind of work to get appropriate license code or public domain marking. So if you are putting it on a book, so you can put it like this. Here you can write the book of name of your content, book or article by you, license under this much you can write, and this will means it is your work is licensed under CC by 0. If you have a website, there you want to put, so you can put copy and put it there, right? So this is how you can generate Creative Commons licensing for your work.
Sir, also we have to submit our work, sir, to attain that. After filling that, we generated some work. So we would like to receive that license.
So either you have your own portal website, you are a regular content creator, you have your own app, your website, your portal, or you go and submit to Diksha, or you go and submit to YouTube. These are the common places. So if you submit to Diksha, by default our condition is that whichever content will come to Diksha has to be CC by SA. So in Diksha we will not kind of allow you to put any other license. So if you are coming to submit your video and if it passes through, so it has to be automatically CC by SA. You have to kind of, we are forcing you to agree to our license. In YouTube it will give you option. So there itself, while defining in the video I showed you more, there you will put this code, this line. Then it means you are putting this video on YouTube under this licensing terms and conditions. Or if you have your own dedicated website or app, there itself you can write all the contents in these websites are licensed under this. It's up to you. So what all kind of content comes under open educational resources in the context of education? If you just think about, if you look at Diksha, whether it is virtual lab, any video, textbook, journal article, audio, video, animation, image, software, data, all are called open educational resources. And in every kind of such content, you can decide to apply license, and you can decide to choose open educational resources, right? So OERs other than NCRT, outside NCRT, what are the other Indian repositories, open educational repositories in India? We have organization like Swayam for courses, right? I hope you know that NCRT also has 28 courses in Swayam platform, right? For grade 11 and 12. NPTEL is one. IIT Kharagpur, NDL, National Digital Library is there. Sodh Ganga, Reservoir of Thesis is there, right? NCT also has got their own OER repository. Other OER repo outside of India is more popular is MIT OpenCourseWare, right? I don't know if you use it or not. Pretty useful. OSIS is there. OER common website I showed you. It also itself has lots of contents on that website. Marlot is there, and some other website that I have listed here, right? Uh, and these are some of the OER initiatives by NCRT itself. E-Pathshala, Diksha, Nishta, Swayam, ICT Curriculum, PME Vidya, and all this, right? So these are some slides about Diksha which I'll skip, and that's all. Thank you. Thank you so much.